Love Lies Bleeding, an oddball criminal thriller on A24, blurs the boundaries between reality and delirium and is rich in symbolism, which makes its confusing conclusion hard to understand. In her comeback to the thriller genre, Kristen Stewart skillfully combines filthy reality with the surreal neon light of the southwestern United States in the 1980s to create a complex web of obsession, violence, and family turmoil. Jackie and Lou, two young ladies, fall in love, but their relationship is hampered by a string of violent incidents that go out of hand, with Lou's evil father helping to fuel the fire. Love Lies Bleeding appears to be a very pure romance at first. But as Jackie and Lou's relationship breaks down and bodies begin to pile up, questions arise about whether any of the characters are truly good or pure. Throughout the film, Rose Glass plays with a number of strong analogies and isn't afraid to distort reality in order to achieve this. The movie's conclusion merely serves to further blur the boundaries between truth and fiction while providing enough opportunity for personal interpretation. Love is like bleeding until it ends. Lou bursts into her father's estate to confront him and liberate Jackie, who is being held hostage by him after almost escaping the police officer her father hired to assassinate her. Lou and Jackie immediately make up before splitting up to allow Jackie to flee the pursuing FBI investigators while Lou looks for her father. However, before Jackie can exact any kind of retribution, Lou S.R. shoots her in the leg. After torturing her by prodding the bullet hole, he says that her mother fled because of what the two of them did, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt Lou's accusations that he killed her mother. Jackie's muscles begin to expand as he is ready to kill Lou, just like they did at various points throughout the preceding weeks. But this time, she doesn't stop growing until she reaches a height of 50 feet, at which point she effortlessly removes Lou S.R. from Lou and pins him to the ground. Lou considers killing her father for a short while before deciding to leave him in the care of the FBI investigators. The two giant-sized women flee across the skies, dressed in glittering clothes. The two spend the night in Lou's truck, only coming to a halt when Lou notices Daisy, who she had thought was dead, is struggling in the truck bed. Lou kills Daisy by strangulation and lets her body be carried out into the desert by herself while Jackie is asleep. Lou's relative weakness is used against her attempt to do so for one last dark chuckle. Jackie, did you ever really grow up? Jackie's muscles occasionally swell to incredible sizes in Love Lies Bleeding before contracting down to their regular size. Both Lou and Lou S.R. are depicted staring up at Jackie as if she were 50 feet tall during her last metamorphosis into a giant, which is shown similarly. It's obvious that this transition is supposed to be symbolic even if it's presented as fact. Jackie's development serves as a metaphor for her own self-assurance and liberation from insecurity. At the film's conclusion, she and Lou both regard her as a giant because of her unwavering faith in her own abilities. Jackie informs Lou S.R. that she would rather rely on her own power and dislikes guns when they first meet. That serves as the motivation behind her actions the entire film. She uses steroids in place of her former natural ability to grow muscle through hard labor so that she may continue to protect herself both literally and figuratively. Regrettably, there are drawbacks to her fixation with being stronger. Her most natural, giant-like physique is the result of her own confidence rather than steroids. Because of Lou's affection for her, she is the most full version of herself. How did Daisy manage to live? One of the main themes in Love Lies Bleeding is the peril of obsession, and nowhere is this more evident than in the figure of Daisy, played by Anna Baryshnikov. Despite receiving rejection from Lou several times, the young woman is enamored with him, and it becomes evident that they were once romantically involved before they reunite later in the film. She gets shot in the face as a result of her fixation. The bullet penetrates her face at a place where it misses her brain and spinal cord, even though this is not immediately visible when she is wounded. By the conclusion of the film, she was able to raise her head at least, but it's unclear how near to death she really was. This brings us to a crucial question regarding Lou's murder of Daisy. Was it a cold-blooded murder of a person who had a chance of survival, or was it a merciful killing for someone who was close to death? To purposefully create doubt, it's unclear if Lou was being kind or equally brutal as her father in terms of wrapping up loose ends. What kind of relationship did Lou have with her father in the past? The last chapter of a story that was developed during Love Lies Bleeding is Lou's murder of Daisy. She had opted not to talk to her father, but it is revealed that she has always been under his control. She really used to be an accomplice in his homicidal gun-running operation, and he owns the gym where she works. Lou is portrayed as the film's heroine despite the disgusting nature of her history since she made the decision to leave everything behind. Perhaps she is more like her father than she would want to acknowledge. She demonstrates that in order to protect the people she loves, she will stop at nothing, even if it means concealing bodies or committing murder. When her father planned to blame Jackie alone for JJ and Daisy's killings, he was, in a sinister manner, doing the same for her. Even if Lou views herself differently, her murder of Daisy proves that she would do horrible things to protect herself and her loved ones, even when it appears that she has chosen a different route when she spares her father and flees with Jackie. What exactly became of Lou's mother? After learning from the FBI that her mother intended to provide them with information on her father, Lou accuses her father of killing her mother in the last encounter of Love Lies Bleeding. just as he had so many other unresolved issues. He disputes it, saying she left them both 12 years prior. There's a faint suggestion that Lou SR could be speaking the truth about not murdering her. He still has a picture of the two of them hanging in his house. To believe what he says, though, would be to ignore the overwhelming evidence to the opposite. When his daughter threatens him, he doesn't think twice about sending a hitman after her, so there's not much reason to think Lou SR would have acted responsibly with his wife in the same circumstance. It's just too coincidental that the FBI says they haven't been able to locate her since she contacted them to offer information regarding Lou SR's whereabouts. In Love Lies Bleeding, everything that is seen about Lou SR suggests that he killed Lou's mother. The significance of steroids in Love is Bleeding. Though Love Lies Bleeding takes many forms, its main idea is that love is a drug. All throughout, there is addiction and fixation, albeit each character experiences these in a different way. Daisy is enamored with Lou. Lou struggles with her nicotine addiction. Jackie is fixated on strengthening herself, and Beth is emotionally attached to her violent husband despite the numerous ways he mistreats her. The most moving parallel for the movie's message that violence is frequently the outcome of obsession is Jackie's use of steroids. During her initial meeting with Lou, Jackie gets exposed to steroids, and as their love deepens, so does her steroid use. Regretfully, the two components grow into harmful things. Due to her steroid overdose, Jackie loses control and starts having violent and aggressive hallucinations. These symptoms culminate during the Las Vegas bodybuilding competition. She develops an obsession with Lou to the extent that, having slept with Daisy, she pulls the trigger on Lou after shooting Daisy in the face. The pistol only clicks, without firing. The conclusion of Love Lies Bleeding shows that Jackie's fixation with Lou and the steroids' destructive effect prevented her from being her best self. In the end, she develops into her enormous self without the aid of steroids, and she does it to keep Lou, the person she loves, safe. When they make up on the tennis court at Lou SR's estate, their relationship transcends the border from obsession into genuine, healthy love, coinciding with Jackie's decision to give up steroids and rely more on her inner power. Thanks for watching, and if you're new to channel, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out latest videos of Media Breakdown.